Welcome to the lecture number 25th of the course PHVAC and DC transmission. So in this lecture, in the last lecture, 25th lecture, we derived a comparison, a first comparison between a three-phase HV three-phase AC system and a bipolar HVDC system. Now, in this lecture, we will derive two more comparisons between AC and DC systems. Okay, with some assumptions, because to make some to compare two things, there should be certain ground which should be common between two. Only then we are able to compare them. So in this case, the first comparison which I am saying, it is the comparison of a three-phase double circuit line and three HVDC bipolar link. In this comparison, I will derive which whether DC or AC, in which circuit more power will be transmitted. Okay, as you know, it is a three-phase. Three-phase means we have three conductor, phase A, phase B, and phase C. However, in a DC, HVDC, we have two conductors. One HVDC bipolar link, we have two conductors. One is incoming and other is return. Okay. So we should, for comparison, we should have equal number of conductors, both in AC and in DC. So what I am doing, I am taking a three-phase double circuit line. Three-phase double circuit line means 6 conductors. Okay, and 3 HVDC links. In one HVDC, I have 2 links, 2 conductors. So in 3 HVDC links, will have 6 conductors. So 6 conductors here and 6 conductors here. Then I can go for the comparison. So whether power will be transferred more in this, or whether more power will be transferred in this. So some assumptions are required, because there should be something common in these two circuits. Only then I can compare. So what are the assumptions? The first assumption, I am saying that the same current will flow in AC and in DC. Same current in the conductor, that is IAC will be equal to IDC. Okay. The second, I am saying that the insulation level of both the systems are same. So if I am saying the voltage of the AC is VAC, then the insulation level, we will design the insulation for the peak value of the voltage. So insulation will be designed for root 2 VAC. We will not design it for VAC, we will design it for root 2 VAC. However, in DC, it is DC. I am taking a bipolar link where one conductor is subjected to a voltage of VDC by 2. And the another one is, it is also subjected to a voltage of minus VDC by 2. So total voltage is VDC. So I'm saying same insulation level, equal insulation, both AC and DC circuits, they have equal insulation level, means that is root 2 VAC is equal to VDC by 2. If I'll take the insulation, because I know that insulation level is determined by the voltage. If the insulation levels are same, means this voltage should be equal to this, because in AC, we are designing the system for the peak value of the voltage, and in DC, it is this value. Okay. So let us see the power transmitted in both the circuit. What will be the power transmitted in AC? What will be the power transmitted in DC? So power transmitted in AC, it is given by 3 times VAC IAC. Okay. 3 times VAC IAC. I showed you in the diagram previous lecture what is IAC, what is VAC, where I showed you a 3-phase star connection. Okay, so VAC 3 times VAC into IAC is the power transmitted by an extra high voltage AC transmission line, single circuit. So I am taking a case of a double circuit 3-phase line, so I will multiply this by 2. So it will be 2 multiplied by 3 IAC into VAC. So what will be the power transmitted in DC? Okay, it will be simply, in one HVDC link, the power is given by VDC into IDC. I am taking 3 HVDC links, so it will be 3 times VDC into IDC. So I will take the ratio of these two powers, that is AC power by DC power. So it will come out like this: 2 multiplied by 3 IAC VAC divided by 3 multiplied by VDC into IDC. Okay. So after solving, I have calculated here that root 2, first IAC is equal to IDC. So I will cancel IAC IDC here. The second is VAC. Okay. VAC, or I can say VDC is equal to, take 2 on this side. sorry, I'm saying that IAC is equal to IDC, so I can cancel IDC and IAC here. The second, I am saying that root 2 VAC is equal to VDC by 2 because of insulation level. So what will happen? So VDC will be equal to 2 root 2 VAC. From this equation, VDC will be equal to 2 multiplied by root 2 into AC. So substitute it here. 2 multiplied by root 2 into AC. I will get AC power is nothing but 1 by root 2 times power DC. 1 by root 2 is nothing but 1.414. Okay. So therefore 41.4% more power will be transmitted in DC. Sorry, it is, I have committed a mistake here. It will be PDC will be equal to, you will take root 2 times here, root 2 times PAC. So what is root 2? What is the value of root 2? It is 1.414. So it will be 1.414 PAC. So PDC will be 1.414 PAC, means which power is more? DC power is more as compared to AC power. Okay, and by how much? Means therefore by 41.4%. So I can say that 41.4% more power will be transmitted in DC, provided both the systems have same insulation level and the current in both the systems are equal. Okay, therefore 41.4% more power will be transmitted in DC, provided insulation level and currents are same in DC as well as AC, as well as in AC systems. Okay, so here you can get that, here you can see that for same insulation level and same currents in the system, more power will be transferred in DC by 41.4%. Okay, so this was about the power transfer. Now we know that for equal insulation level and same current in AC and DC, more power will be transferred in DC, and the power will be, that means how much by how much? That means more power will be transferred in DC and 41.4% more power will be transferred in DC as compared to AC, provided insulation levels are same and currents are same in both the systems. Now let us see what will happen to the percentage power losses in DC. We already derived it, I think in chapter number 2 we discussed it. Percentage power loss is nothing divided by power loss divided by total power transferred. So in percentage power loss in DC will be DC loss divided by DC power transferred, and similarly percentage power loss in AC will be AC loss divided by AC power transferred. Percentage power loss is nothing but losses divided by power multiplied by 100. Okay, power loss is power loss is equal to power loss is given by loss divided by power, total power multiplied by 100. If I will multiply it by 100, I will get percentage power loss. Okay, so DC power, what is DC loss? You know that current in each conductor is IDC. Okay, so in one pole I am taking 3 HVDC bipolar links. Okay, na? So in one bipolar link, in a single bipolar link, I have 2 conductors. So in a single bipolar link, the loss will be given by IDC square into, I have 2 conductors, means resistance will be 2R, if R is the resistance of each conductor. So in a single bipolar link, it is IDC square multiplied by 2R. So if I have a 3 HVDC bipolar link, I will simply multiply it by 3. Okay, so that is what I am writing here. IDC is equal to 3 because 3 bipolar links multiplied by the loss in one bipolar link. The loss in bipolar link is given by what is the resistance of the one bipolar link? It is 2 into R because I have 2 conductors and R is the resistance of each conductor. So it will be IDC square multiplied by 2R. So the total DC power loss is given by 6 IDC square multiplied by resistance R. Okay, so this is a percentage power loss in, see this is, sorry, DC power loss in DC power loss. This is DC power loss in 3 bipolar HVDC links. Now let us calculate the percentage power loss in AC, which is given by AC loss divided by AC power transfer. So we have to calculate by AC loss first. So AC loss, what is the loss in a single conductor AC system. What is the power loss in a single conductor AC system? It is given by thrice IAC square is the current, okay, in each conductor multiplied by resistance of conductor R. In three phase I have three conductors, so 3R into IAC square. So I am taking a double circuit line, so the losses will be 2 times. Okay, the losses will be 2 times. So that is what I am writing here. AC loss is given by 2. For a double circuit line I am using 2 multiplied by each phase. The loss is given by IAC square into R. I have 3 phases, I am multiplying it by 3. So it will be 6 IAC square R. In DC it was 6 IDC square R, and in AC it is 6 IAC square into R. But we have assumed that current in both the systems are same. Okay, so that is IAC is equal to IDC. So IAC is equal to IDC. Now I will calculate, if you will see IAC is equal to IDC, so if you will see the losses in both the cases will be same. That is, the DC power loss will be equal to AC power loss, because it is 6 IDC square into R and it is 6 IAC square into R, and IAC is equal to IDC. So in the both the cases losses will be same. Now let us calculate percentage power loss, because we are interested in percentage power loss here. So percentage power loss in DC is given by DC loss divided by DC power. DC loss is 6 IDC square into R, divided by AC power, it is IDC square again, because I am saying IAC is equal to IDC, so IDC square into R divided by AC power. I will cancel these two. So the percentage power loss in DC divided by percentage power loss in AC will be equal to, this term will move upsides, okay, towards the numerator, and this will be the denominator. So it will be equal to AC power divided by the DC power. So what is AC power? What is the ratio of AC power by DC power? We calculated it in the previous page. We know PAC by PDC is equal to 1 by root 2. PAC by PDC is equal to 1 by root 2. So I will substitute it here. PAC by PDC. Wait, let me see. Maybe I have committed a mistake on this page, previous page. PAC by PDC. PAC is 3 into 2 into 3 into IAC, VAC, 3 into VDC, IDC. This cancel, this cancel. VAC, twice VAC, and VDC is equal to 2 root 2 VAC. VAC cancel. This is 1 by root 2. PAC by PDC is equal to 1 by root 2. So 1 PAC by PDC is equal to 1 by root 2. PAC is equal to PDC by root 2. PDC is equal to root 2 PAC. PDC is equal to root 2 PAC. So AC power by DC power is nothing but, if you will see here, it is right. AC power divided by DC power, it is 1 by root 2. AC divided by DC. I will bring PDC here. This is correct. Okay. So the only mistake was here. This one is correct here. PAC by PDC is equal to 1 by root 2. So simply here AC power by DC power is equal to 1 by root 2. This is percentage power loss in DC divided by percentage power loss in AC. It is coming out equal to AC power divided by DC power, and AC power by DC power was nothing but 1 by root 2. So percentage power loss in DC divided by percentage power loss in AC is nothing but 1 by root 2. So you can see that for the two systems with equal insulation, so I can write that therefore for the two systems with equal insulation level and current rating, and current with equal insulation level and equal currents, percentage power loss will be less in DC as compared to AC by 0.293%. Percentage power loss in DC here, percentage power loss in DC will be less as compared to percentage power loss in AC. Okay, because 1 by root 2 is equal to 0.707. So percentage power loss in DC will be less as compared to percentage power loss in AC by 0.293%, because 1 upon root 2 is equal to 0.707, and 1 minus 0.707 is 0.293. So I can say that power loss will be less in DC as compared to AC by 0.293%. So it is not 0.293 by 0.293, which is equal to 29.3%. Okay, therefore percentage power loss in DC, I will say it is equal to 0.707 times the percentage power loss in AC. Okay, because it is 1 by root here, na? So percentage power loss in DC will be equal to 1 by root 2, which is equal to 0.707 times the percentage power loss in AC. So that is what I am writing here. Percentage power loss in DC is equal to 0.707 percentage power loss in AC. So percentage, I am saying, though the power loss is more is equal. Power loss is equal in AC as well as in DC, but the percentage power loss in DC is less as compared to percentage power loss in AC, despite being the fact that losses are equal in both the cases. So the percentage power loss is less in AC because in AC more power is transferred. Okay, so because I am saying percentage power loss is DC loss divided by DC power delivered, and percentage power loss in AC is AC loss divided by AC power delivered. No, DC loss and AC losses are same, but DC power in here is more and AC power here is less. Okay, means this is less than this. AC power transferred is less than the DC power transferred. So denominator here is more and denominator here is small as compared to this. So obviously this term, if denominator is more, this will be less, and if denominator is higher here, this will be more. That is why I'm writing here. Therefore, percentage losses in DC is less as compared to percentage losses in AC, even though the power losses are same in both the circuits. So though we have ignored the effect of skin effect which is taking place in AC. Okay, so if this skin effect is taken, because of skin effect there will be some losses. Okay, so if it is skin effect is taken into consideration, then there is still some decrease in percentage loss in DC than AC. Means in AC there will be slightly more loss because of the skin effect. Okay, got it? Power losses are same, but percentage power loss is small in or less in DC, because in DC more power is transferred as compared to AC. Okay, so next point, economic comparison between a three-phase double circuit line and a three-phase bipolar HVDC link. So let us see. Again, we are assuming that for the percentage losses are same. So what we calculated here? We calculated the percentage power losses and power flow by considering same currents and same insulation level. But in these cases, we are assuming that the power losses are same. Now what we will see if what will happen if the power losses are same in both the cases, and if we are also assuming that the insulation levels are same. Insulation level same means root 2 VAC. Same insulation level means root 2 VAC will be equal to VDC by 2. Okay, root 2 VAC will be equal to VDC by 2, and we are assuming that the percentage power losses are same in AC and DC, which is given by AC power loss divided by AC power is equal to DC power loss divided by DC power, because we are saying that percentage power losses are same in AC and DC. This is the formula for power loss in AC multiplied by 100. Simply multiplied by 100. So 100 will cancel out. There is no need to write 100 therefore. So this is the AC power percentage loss in AC power loss. This is the percentage DC power loss. Percentage AC power loss, percentage DC power loss. So let us see. I am saying that percentage power losses are same insulation levels, and conductor sizes are same. Conductor sizes means conductor radius are same. Okay, so let us calculate the power transmitted. So I am taking the ratio of power transmitted in AC by power transmitted in DC. Power transmitted in a single circuit AC is given by 3 VAC into IAC. We are taking a case of a double circuit line because we want 6 conductors in AC and 6 conductors in DC. So we equal number of conductors in AC and DC. As such, we have 3 conductors. If I am taking a single circuit line, I have 3 in AC, and if I will take a bipolar HVDC link, I will have 2 in DC. So power transmitted will be 3 VAC IAC for a single circuit multiplied by 2. It is a double circuit 3-phase AC system power transferability. So what is the power transferred in a bipolar HVDC link? VDC into IDC. So what will be the power transferred in a 3 bipolar HVDC link? Simply multiplied by 3. So simplify it, you will get, and substitute VDC is equal to 2 root 2 VAC in the denominator. I will get, firstly I will discuss this. So it will be 2 VAC IAC divided by VDC into IADC. Now substitute VDC is equal to 2 root 2 VAC, 2 root 2 VAC. It will come out 2 VAC, which is equal to 2 VAC IAC. So in the denominator will be 2 root 2 VAC into IDC. So VAC will cancel, 2 will cancel. Here I am not assuming that the current is same in both the cases. I'm not assuming here, but in the previous case I was assuming that the currents are same. So I will get power, DC power by AC power is equal to IAC divided by root 2 IDC. Okay, this is power AC divided by power DC, which is given by IAC divided by root 2 IDC. I'm saying this is my equation number first because I am going to use this equation further. Now AC power loss by AC power. What is the AC power loss? 6 IAC square R divided by AC power 6 VAC IAC. Okay, because it is 3 VAC IAC for a two phase, it will be 6 VAC IAC. Okay, so I am cancelling IAC 6 here. I am guessing IAC into R divided by VAC, equation number 2. Now similarly, let us calculate the percentage, this power loss for DC. Okay, so it is DC loss divided by DC power. So DC loss again 6 IDC square into R divided by DC power VDC IDC multiplied by 3 for a 3 bipolar HVDC links. So simplifying this, cancelling this IDC here and in the numerator square here, I will get twice IDC into R divided by VDC. Okay, so since we are assuming that the power losses are same, percentage power losses are same in AC and DC, I am saying this is equal to this, we have assumed, so I can say this is equal to this. So we can equate these two terms and we can get a relationship between VAC and VDC. Okay, we get a relationship between VAC, VDC and IAC and IDC. So I can say simply equate equation second and equation number third. So let us see what will happen if I will equate. So where is page number 5th now? So I am equating it. Let me again bring page number 4 here. So I am equating equation number 2 and 3. What is equation number 2? It is equation number 2. I am writing it here. IAC into R divided by VAC. What is equation number 3? Twice IDC into R divided by VDC. And we have assumed that the insulations levels are same, means VDC is equal to 2 root 2 VAC. Means VDC equal to 2 root 2 VAC. So IAC by IDC, it will be nothing but 2 IAC by IDC. I am taking IDC here and VDC here. It will be 2 VAC by VDC. So 2 multiplied by VAC, what is VDC? VDC here, 2 root 2 VAC. So it will be 2 into root 2 VAC. So simplifying this, I will get IAC by IDC is equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, so now remember equation number first. Okay, what was equation number first? Equation number first was this: PAC by PDC is equal to 1 upon root 2 IAC into IDC. So IAC by IDC I got here. So I can write and PAC divided by PDC is equal to 1 upon root 2 IAC by IDC. So 1 upon root 2 into IAC by IDC is also 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 here again multiplied by 1 by root 2. So it will be equal to 1 by 2. So can I say that in case where we have a system where we are saying conductor sizes are same, percentage power losses are same, and insulation levels are same, can we say that power in a three-phase double circuit line is equal to half of the power in a 3 bipolar HVDC links? Okay, because if I will say this is equal to PAC by PDC, which implies PAC is equal to PDC by 2. So I'm saying power in a three-phase double circuit line is nothing but half of the power that is transferred through 3 bipolar HVDC links. Or simply I can say, write it here like PDC is equal to twice PAC, or I can say the power in a 3 HVDC links is nothing but 2 times the power that is carried by a double circuit 3-phase AC line. Okay, you can write it in different ways. Okay, but the meaning is same. So I can say that for a system with same percentage losses, percentage power losses, insulation levels, and conductor size, power transmitted in 3 HVDC links will be 2 times the power that can be transmitted by a double circuit 3-phase AC system. Okay, so these are the comparisons Okay, so in this case, which current is more, DC current or AC current? Obviously, DC current is more. Here, DC power is more. If DC current is more by root 2 times, the DC power here increases by 2 times. In this scenario, where equal percentage power losses and insulation levels are considered. Okay. So this was all about the comparison of HVDC and AC system. Okay, so next let us discuss the HVDC system components. For discussing the HVDC system components, you should know what is the HVDC diagram. What are the components? Because it is shown diagrammatically here. Here you can see I am using, this is AC bus and this is again AC bus. Okay, so this is a transformer. This is not an ordinary transformer. This is called as converter transformer. Converter transformer. Converter transformer. Converter transformer. Converter transformer. These are not some ordinary transformers. These are called converter transformers, which have certain desirable characteristics. These are specifically made. Means it is not like ordinary transformer that we use in AC. It is a specially designed transformer because we have a DC on this side and AC on this side. So certain specifications are required, which cannot be achieved by using simple transformers that are used in AC. So that is why I am naming it converter transformer, not transformers. So I have transformer here, two transformers here, and two transformer here. I have two set of converters. This is the one set of converter and this is the another set of converter. In this set I have two converters. It can be more than two. It can be group of converter connected in series or parallel. So here I have again valve. I can say valve of converters. Okay, so because I am saying you know that these switching devices, they have a limited capacity, 2 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt capacity. Okay, so but in DC we are operating the system at suppose 500 kilovolt. So how can we use this single converter for 500? So what we do, instead of using a single converter, we use a series of converters. Okay, so by using a series of converters means I want 500 kV and I have 5 kilowatt capacity. Kilovolt capacity is the voltage capacity of each switch. So how many switches I will use? Means 100 switches. Means 100 switches will be connected in series. Okay, and if I want to use increase the current, suppose IDC, it is suppose 50 kilo ampere, and the capacity of this switch, it is 3 kilo ampere. What will I do? I will use near about 18 switches in parallel. Okay, so this is a simple diagram of an HVDC bipolar link. Here we are using transformers at the two ends, then converters, one converter set here, another converter set here. So this is a transmission line, and in the transmission line we are using DC, this smoothing reactor for taking out the current ripples in the current, IDC. Then we have this earthing electrodes here. Okay, because in case of emergency, I told you this is a bipolar link. In case of emergency, earth can be used as a return path. Because suppose I am saying, suppose there is a problem at this station, we can simply take out this station and still half of the power can be supplied from this, because the voltage will be VDC by 2. From this point to this point, VDC by 2, and from this point to this point, minus VDC by 2. So as you can see, these converters, this converter will use this, because of this transformer you will get 6 pulses, and this transformer you will get 6 pulses. So there will be total 12 pulses in one complete cycle of the AC. You will get 12 pulses. Okay, so that is why I am writing a 12 pulse bipolar HVDC link. So this is the simple configuration. What are the components? Components are converter transformers, converters, smoothing reactor, conductor, earthing electrodes. That's it. These are the components which are used in a HVDC circuit. Though there are protection devices, which is a separate topic, that is called as the protection of the HVDC system. So as for simple components are used, we have converters, converter transformer, this converter rectifier. They are also called as valves. Valves means group of converters connected in series and parallel. They are called as valves. Okay? So converter, valves, earthing electrodes, smoothing reactor, and conductor. These are the simple components of an HVDC systems. So how this 12 pulses are achieved by using star delta and delta delta configuration. Okay. And how this what are the desirable features of, and moreover these are not simply converters transformer, they are also provided with on load tap changing facility. On load tap changing means there are two types of transformers: on load tap changing and off load tap changing. For tap changing transformers, I am saying, in off load tap changing we remove the load, then we change the taps, and then we again put the load. However, that is called off-load tap changing. That is called off-load tap changing. This is on-load tap changing. On-load tap changing means we are not isolating the load. We are changing the taps, means turns ratio of the transformer. Okay, for example, this I have a coil here. I have taps here. Okay, I can change the taps here. This is a transformer. Here I will again draw. This is a transformer winding and I have taps here. Taps means we can connect it here, here and here. This way we can change the ratio, turns ratio. Okay. So this is called on-load tap changing, means without isolating the load, we are changing the taps. Off-load tap changing this is called on-load and this is called off-load. Off-load means we are removing the load, then we are changing the taps. So this is also provided with on-load tap changing facility here. So I will explain in detail each component, what are the desirable features of the component, what are the functions of the components. I will discuss one by one each component in the next lecture. Maybe it will take one lecture or two lectures for me to complete this HVDC system components. So this was all about lecture number 25. Tomorrow we will discuss the HVDC system components in lecture number 26. Thank you very much.